Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So you guys obviously read the title of this video, so we're just gonna jump into it. Basically, I woke up one day and my eyes looked like this. I just thought that maybe my eyes were just swelling up from sleeping in my contacts, or maybe I tried a new mascara or something. So at first I assumed that it was an allergic reaction to something, and I just was it was not bothering me. It was just swollen eyes, and it didn't feel really anything. It felt more just puffy eyes after you cry all night. It literally did not feel uncomfortable. It didn't hurt or anything. My eyes weren't burning or anything. I just went to work that day and I didn't think anything of it, but by the halfway through my shift that same day, my eyes looked like this. I kind of just was on a 6-hour shift that day, so it was I'm just gonna work my whole shift, I'll go home and I'll take care of it then. After that was my mom was just take some Benadryl and go lay down. She's because you're obviously having an allergic reaction to something, or you got some real bad allergies going on right now. So I took some Benadryl and I went on with the day. So I actually didn't have to work the next 2 days. I think I had 2 days off back to back. So I went ahead and it was just hopped up on Benadryl for those 2 days, trying to get some of this to go down. I was using cold compress, hot compress, just trying to get some of the swelling to go down. And it would go down, if you use cold compress, it would go down for the most part, but it's really uncomfortable for me to keep cold and hot items on my body anywhere for long periods of time.
A long periodically time.
I refuse to go to the doctor if I don't have to go to the doctor. I will not go to the doctor unless I'm severely in pain or severely uncomfortable. I will not go to the doctor. I hate going to the doctor. I'm just terrified that they're gonna tell me that I'm dying of some crazy disease. I'm afraid that I'm gonna go to the doctor and they're gonna be listen girl, you got the black plague. It's ridiculous, I know, but refuse to go to the doctor. So my mom kept saying, are you sure you don't want us to take you to the doctor? Let's take you to the doctor. Let's get it checked out. I was no, I'm fine. I was I think I'm just having an allergic reaction. After the first week and it didn't go down, my mom was listen, we're taking you to the doctor. So they took me to my county hospital where basically they just took me in the emergency room and they were I'm assuming you're here for your eyes. And I was yep, you got it. And I was yep, you got it. So we filled out paperwork, we waited, and whatever. So finally they called me back there. They're checking out my eyes. They're because they were swollen all the way around at this point, all the way up around. They were swollen crazy. It was to the point I could barely open my eyes anymore. I could barely see anything. I had called off work now for a week. So my doctor there was you have a sinus infection. Take these antibiotics. It should work within 3 days. If it doesn't work, come in and we're gonna pop your sinuses. I don't know if that's the right, I'm not a doctor, I don't know. So they were basically we're gonna have to drain your sinuses if it doesn't work or something like that. And I was okay, let's opt not to do that. Okay, took the antibiotics, did not work. Nothing. It was getting progressively worse. My mom at the time used to have to go to work at she'd leave work at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was one day I was crying downstairs. I was crying downstairs on the couch because my eyes were hurting so bad and I was so afraid that something bad was gonna happen. So, and at this point I couldn't even open my eyes. I was so scared. They take me to an even bigger hospital. It's called Mount Carmel. I don't know if they're everywhere. I think they're only in Ohio. I don't know. So they take me up to Mount Carmel and they're checking me out. I have to do, I think it's a CAT scan. I think it's a CAT scan. I don't think it's an MRI, because I think a CAT scan is where you go in the machine and you have to take out anything metal. I remember I couldn't even see to take out my nose ring. I was just I think it's out, I don't know. and I was just like crying, and they were like, I don't know who told you like it was a sinus infection, but it's not. They were like, there was like, they said it's like not liquid in my eye. Like, they're like, it's not liquid, you're not having an allergic reaction because you're like not allergic to anything, girl. Now Carmel told me that they weren't sure what it was, and that I actually needed to go up to Children's Hospital and get it checked out by, I don't know what an eye doctor is called. So I was gonna try to be formal there, but I can't. They told me that I need to go to Children's Hospital and go get checked out by an eye doctor up there, because they have like the best eye doctors ever up there. This is like now the next day, because we couldn't get an appointment that day. We had to wait the next day to go get an appointment. The girl at Children's Hospital told me that I was having like an eye infection, and that I needed to take these type of steroids. And she's told me to continue to use my, my cold press. She said monitor the swelling, make sure that it's not getting worse, because if it gets any worse, like, you could possibly lose your vision. And I was like, perfect, because at this point, they still had no idea what kind of infection it was. They just knew that like something was going on with my eyes. And I've only ever had pink eye at this point one time in my life, and that was like 3 months before this had happened. So I had only ever had pink eye like one point in my life ever. So she was like, do you know that you have like cornea scars from pink eye? And I was like, no, I don't. So I have three cornea scars on this eye, and I have 2 on this eye, because I actually had double pink eye, because I didn't know I had pink eye, because I never had it. I didn't know I had pink eye, and I still like had to go to work and everything else, and like I just thought my eyes were being really sensitive. But then I found out I had double pink eye, so that's awesome. It was probably like a week later. Yeah, this went on for about 3 weeks. So now we're in week 2 of this. It seemed like the antibiotic was working at first, because my swelling had gone down quite a bit, and I was able to actually go back to work, because like they basically told me like it wasn't contagious or anything. It's not like pink eye. So they basically told me it wasn't contagious or anything, and that I could go back to work. And I needed to go back to work because at the time didn't have a car. Well, I had a car, but it was in the shop, and it was being worked on, and I had to pay for that, obviously. So I needed to go back to work. I go back to work, and basically I was just there to like get my money, and like I'm glad that it was during the winter. It's very slow during the winter time. I was working a day shift that day, and I remember I was above the grill, and I had an ice pack on one eye, this eye, because this eye was bothering me so much. My left eye was bothering me so much that day. I remember it hurt so bad, and the swelling was way more in this eye than it was in this eye at this point. And I was like, okay, like, come on, I need you to like get down there. So I was like switching eyes too, but I just remember this eye hurt. It was like stinging. It felt like I had it felt like I had a contact that was inside out and also ripped in this eye. And I remember I just had it up there. And then I remember like when I opened my eye, I could see clearly out of this one. I mean, granted, they were still very swollen, but I could still see clearly out of this one. But this eye was completely blurry. I was freaking out, and I called my grandpa, and I was like, you need to come get me right now and take me to the eye doctor. I was like, because I'm losing vision in this eye. By the time I got off the phone with him, I had completely lost vision in this eye. I could not see anything out of this eye. This eye was just like this is how I was seeing the world. At this point now, I'm crying at work, and I am like freaking out at work, and I'm like what the hell is going on? Like, I cannot lose my vision in my left eye. I was like, what am I gonna do? So my papa comes, and he picks me up. He's taking me to the eye doctor. Granted, I'm probably 20 minutes from his house, and then about another 10 minutes back into town where my eye doctor was. So within that 20 minutes, I'm like just bawling my eyes out at work and freaking out because I can't see out of this eye. He shows up, and he's like, are you okay? Like, can you see yet? And I was like, no, I can't see. My mom's calling me. I had to call my boss and tell her, like, I lost vision in my eye. I can't stay at work. Like, I have to leave. And she was like, that's fine. Go get it taken care of. Whatever. There's such nice people there. Like, It's a whole family restaurant, like of course they're nice. So I'm on my way to the eye doctor and I'm trying so hard to get this eye to work. I'm just sitting there going, please, 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 please work. I was like, please eye, work eye, please. And finally I did get a little bit of vision. It's about 45 minutes now. I did get some slight vision this eye, but it was so blurry that like I could not see anything out of it. Get to my eye doctor and they're looking at my eye and they're like, basically you have an infection in your eye from your pink eye. And they said that basically because my pink eye wasn't taken care of in a timely manner, because I didn't know I had pink eye, that it kind of got behind my eyes and stayed behind my eyes, and then I must have done something and it flared it up, and it got so bad that my eyes just, this was an overnight thing. They put me on another antibiotic. They put me on an antibiotic and a eye drop. They're like, if your vision gets any worse than this eye, then you need to come back. I have to take the antibiotics for a week, and I had to come back in after that week to get my eyes checked out again. After about 2 days, my eyes looked like this. This eye was still much blurrier than what this eye was. But I was slowly getting back my vision in this eye. I got to my eye doctor the next week. They told me that everything was looking much better. The infection was pretty much gone. They gave me another week of antibiotics and another week of eye drops just to make sure that everything was gonna be like out of it. My eye doctor told me that basically if I do get pink eye again, that basically I have about a 60-40 chance of going completely blind in this eye. Now my vision is now about 3 times worse than what it was 3 years ago. I will put all the pictures again in chronological order on how it went, just so you guys can see them again. I had discoloration in my eyelids for about a year. I had discoloration just from it being swollen and pink for so long that it stayed like a bright pink, and it looked like I always had just got done either crying or just got like freshly got punched in the face is what it looked like. So that was great. That's my story on how I almost went blind. Again, I will insert photos of everything in chronological order so you guys can kind of see the progression of everything. And I will try to throw in like how red my eyes were and everything after the fact, because I had like bloodshot eyes for about, I'd say probably about 2 or 3 weeks after this went on. I had bloodshot eyes to where it looked like I straight up had pink eye. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!